Turkey will increase the number of embassies in Africa from 39 to 50 in the coming days as one of the steps to create stronger business ties between the two regions and hopefully push the bilateral trade volume beyond the $17.5 billion registered in 2015. This was a major decision coming out of the Turkey-Africa Business and Economic Forum in Istanbul this year. Take a look. Turkey and Africa have had a long-standing historical and cultural relationship dating back centuries. The first state founded by the Turks in Africa was the Tulunids, which ruled today's Egypt in the 9th and 10th centuries. Fast forward, modern-day Turkey, with a GDP of about $822 billion, is seeking to strengthen economic ties with Africa, as witnessed in the first Economic and Business Forum in November 2016.
Economic and commercial relations paved the way to a closer cooperation with the African nations. Until so far, we have signed trade and economic cooperation agreements with more than 40 African countries, and we had established joint economic commission mechanisms. And as the distinguished minister recently mentioned, we have established embassies in 39 countries in Africa, but it is not sufficient. We hope and pray that this number will be augmented as soon as possible.
I have no doubt that our two private sector will make use of this opportunity to arrive at more deal and expand cooperation. Now, thanks to His Excellency Recep Tayyip Erdogan's leadership and the development system of the African and Turkey today have begun to step ahead into a dramatic form of transformation in the economic sphere that recognizes justifiable mutual development.
Turkish government has made some very considerable efforts to link much more stronger than they've ever been with the continent of Africa through a number of ways. Through the economic diplomacy, where a number of countries on the continent, I think nearly 40, I'm told, have embassies, Turkish embassies on the continent. The Turkish airline is flying to more destinations in Africa than any other airline at the moment. And through partnerships of this nature, where an economic and business forum is being established, we expect to see a much deeper cooperation, both economic as well as politically, between the continent of Africa and the Turkish business community.
Discussions here ranged from trade, which stands at $17.5 billion as at 2015, to technology transfer, security, humanitarian assistance, and infrastructure development.
It's not so much the financing that is lacking, it's putting the projects to the bankable level, to the blueprint level, which also costs a lot of resources. So we are hoping that our financial institutions, regional and otherwise, and our partners, we can even go into consortia, A, to pool resources, but B, also, of course, to minimize, to spread risk.
On various occasions, Turkey has engaged individual African countries, especially on matters security and stability. But this is the first time we are seeing 42 African countries gathered in Istanbul to discuss economic and business relations with Turkey. What stands out about this meeting is the fact that both regions are referred to as emerging markets, hence a level playing field for everyone.
We are looking forward to forging long-term partnerships and fraternity and friendship with our brothers and sisters in Africa on the basis of win and win. We're hoping to forge closer cooperations, and we would like to remain friends forever, not for a moment, for eternity.
The President urged Africa not to be spectators in determining their destiny. He urged us to take our lives in our own hands. And I think it's a powerful message, but we can't do it on our own. We need partners who care, who see the same vision.
The forum came just months after a failed attempt to overthrow the government in July 2016. The government of Turkey says that this incident has neither affected investor perception of the country nor bilateral relations with allied nations.
These recent incidents and the coup attempt in Turkey have had no negative influence on Turkish economy or any influence in terms of the decisions of foreign investors to invest in Turkey. So there has not been any loss of interest in Turkey in terms of investment. And we know some credit rating institutions downgraded Turkey's credit note, and I believe there hasn't been any negative impact on the investment decisions of foreign investors either from Europe, USA or Africa.